Ludicrous Feed is proudly sponsored by Carloop Data, Koba Car Insurance, and Wallbox EV Chargers. Hey everyone, today we're reviewing the Kia EV9 GT line variant. So I've actually already done a full review of the EV9 all-wheel drive Earth variant, so make sure you check out that video. So today I'm just going to point out the features that make the GT line stand out. So to start with, the GT line variant starts at 121,000 Australian dollars before on roads, whereas the Earth all-wheel drive variant was 106,500 dollars before on roads, and the rear-wheel drive Air variant is 96,000 dollars before on roads. 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds, whereas the Earth variant was 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. 99 kilowatt hour battery, same as the Earth variant, 96 kilowatt hours usable, with a projected range very close to 500 kilometers. 283 kilowatts of power, 700 newton meters of torque, whereas the Earth variant had 600 newton meters of torque. The same 7-year warranty from Kia. Let's see what makes the GT line special. And to start with, it's the lighting at the front and bigger tires as well. So these come equipped with 21-inch wheels, and they're Continentals this time around. 285/45 R21, that is the spec for front and back of the vehicle. You notice too that there are digital side mirrors. We'll go through that very shortly inside the car. Also upgraded roof racks up the top of the vehicle, and the same rugged look that we saw in the all-wheel drive variant as well. Coming around to the back of the car, we've got the GT line badging, so you can see there, making it stand out. And we'll go through the boot very shortly. Charge port on this side, as we saw in the Earth variant, showing you graphically the current state of charge, and the DC portion is covered as well. And then you can just close the lid like that electronically. And just coming back around to the front. So that is the Kia EV9 GT line, quick walk around, and a few different things that make it stand out from the exterior. Let's have a look at the interior now to see what else we can find. You'll note too that the door handles go flush when you lock the vehicle, so let me just show you. Okay, so when you lock the door with the key fob, see how the handles go flush like that, so that does help with aerodynamics. Okay, and then unlock again, and let's just hold this button now to open the boot. Nice big hatch opening. 7-seater vehicle, of course. Beautiful. And to release the seats, you just pull this strap like that, and that just folds down, as we saw earlier in the Earth review. There's a little Velcro piece there as well to fasten the strap down, because as you can imagine, if that were to go beyond there into that void, very hard to get back. And then to pull the seat back like that. There we go. Then you can put the strap back down as well. V2L, buttons to push to release the second row. 12 volt down here. And a safety button here as well, in case you want to open from the inside. A few hooks as well to help with storage. And then down here, there's another subfloor area. No spare tire, but there is a compressor kit tow hook and a bar here too, with a security screen, extra netting. You can put the bar over here in that slot there across the top there, and that will screen anything below the screen, which is very handy. V2L, 3-pin socket there, 250 volt, 16 amps, and nice soft close mechanism too. You can also lock the door from this button as well. All right, let's have a look at the bonnet. Okay, safety mechanism. Push that twice so that the hood doesn't fly open when you are driving. There we are. Extra bit of storage down here. Now the Air variant, which is rear-wheel drive, has increased storage down here in the bonnet because there's no second motor. So it comes with a slow charger. Also, there's a V2L kit in here as well, which you can attach to your charge port. And this press car also comes with a Type 2 EV cable for any chargers that don't have a tethered cable. And that's the V2L adapter. Okay, to close the bonnet, push down. And the digital side mirrors fold in as well. So when we lock the car, there you go, they fold in slightly like that. Okay, so we're inside the vehicle now, and the key fob also has a smart park function. So if you're game enough to try that, if you've got a tight parking spot, then you can use these buttons here to help you navigate the vehicle into a parking spot. Okay, so inside the vehicle, like I said, I've already gone through the infotainment system for the Kia EV9, so make sure you check out that video for the Earth variant. But I'll try to point out the major differences in the GT line. And of course, the main thing that sticks out initially is literally the digital side mirrors. There you go, one over here and also one on the passenger side as well. I must say I am still getting used to the digital side mirrors. I find that I've got to change my focal length very quickly from looking at the road and then looking at the side screens. I guess they're supposed to aid with aerodynamics, but it does still stick out a little bit as well. I wonder whether one day they can have the camera on the pillar, wide angle lens to help with that. That might be worth doing, but for now, only the GT line variant gets the digital side mirrors. You also get a digital rear view mirror as well. And as you can see, there is a bit of glare. You can see my face in the reflection there, but luckily there is also a toggle. So if you don't like it, you can switch back to a normal rear view mirror. Hello there. You can also flick it back very easily like that, and you can change the settings too, so you can make it go brighter if you like. That does help with the glare somewhat. I find that when there's a lot of sun beaming down on the screen, it does lose the clarity of that rear view mirror, so just be aware of that. You can also adjust how high or low you want the screen as well. What's nice though is with the digital mirrors, your passengers can actually see what you're seeing rather than just a reflection of your face or something else. But yeah, you know, that sort of keeps your passengers engaged and entertained, I suppose. Like the Earth variant, the GT line is very well put together, very nicely fitted and finished. Feels very luxurious on the inside. And also there's a bit of bossing here as well across the front here, which makes it look extra lovely. And the Meridian sound system has been upgraded with extra speakers and a subwoofer as well. So it's already quite good in the Earth variant, but it makes it sound even better and crisper and deeper sounds in the GT line variant. So starting here on the controls of the driver's side, you've now got buttons to help retain your seat position, 1 and 2 positions. Per the Earth variant, you've got heated and ventilated seats. You've also now got this massage function, which makes the journey extra special. This does work when you're driving as well, and also great if you're a parent or if you're waiting for another reason inside the vehicle. This makes the wait even more comfortable. And down here, you've got powered buttons and lumbar control, plus you can now raise this part of the seat too to support your calves if that is what you're after. Haven't tried this yet when I'm driving, but it's nice when you're lying down, and it does lie down flat too. Let me show you, or very close to being flat. So there I am lying flat in the Kia EV9. It is really quite special. I feel very, very comfortable right now. In fact, I might even put the massage function on. Let's do this. Let's have a look at the settings. So posture assist. So after you've been driving for 1 hour, the massage function comes on. That's actually quite nice if you've been in the car for a while. I actually quite like having it on. Sometimes I do quite long drives. And then intensity, normal, strong, and then session duration, 10, 15, 20 minutes. All right, so let's do a whole body massage just briefly. Now this is living. It's quite lovely, really. I could fall asleep very easily right now. But I won't, I'll keep going with the review, but this is quite nice. Okay, so speaking of seats, the GT line has upgraded seats. They're still vegan leather, and everything else in the car is sustainable recycled plastic. And you've got these bucket type seats, and they feel like they really are hugging your figure as you're driving. So I don't know whether you like that or not. I don't mind them personally. I feel very secure inside. You can adjust the passenger seat from here, from the driver's seat. USB-C ports throughout the vehicle, and mesh type headrest too. As I said before, I've got an odd shaped head, so that helps give me increased comfort up there with a bit more tolerance for the headrest. Enormous glove box down here, and then across the front here you've got temperature and conditioning controls right there. And then down here, more USB-C ports for charging and data. You do need a wired connection for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also another 12-volt port down here. Sport performance type pedals, which look pretty snazzy. Extra bucket storage down here. And then across the top here, you've got more cup holders. This is pretty fancy. And then slide to cover. Wireless charging port. No sunglass holder, unfortunately. Just the way it is in these new cars. And then another little bit of storage down here. And then more buttons for sensors, cameras, traction control, and auto hold, which is a must for EVs these days. Fingerprint authentication to bring up your Kia profile. Okay, so the GT line also comes with a sunshade and moonroof for the second and third rows as well. We'll show you that very shortly. Now for the front row, you've got the manual sliding sunshade like this. Not too hard to open and close like that. Not too onerous at all. Does let in more light if you want that. You can also vent it too, so push this button here. That vents it slightly if you want some fresh air. And you can also open it all the way too. I guess if you want extra light, that's what it's for. Hello world. And then it's easy enough to shut it back again. So it's nice to have that option actually. If you don't want the sun coming in, you can just shade it like that, which is a nice touch. Same with the digital mirrors. If you don't want the digital mirror, you can just have it back to normal. So that's what I like about it. You know, the tech is good, but if you don't want it, you can also switch it off as well. More lighting controls here as well. And then kind of, not really buttons, they're kind of just push pads. And then nice big visors too with mirror and light. So what I like about the GMP platform is that it gives you lots of stats, consumption data, consumption history, also charging settings. You've got conditioning settings for departure times. You've got scheduled charging if you've got cheaper off-peak tariffs. And then you've got charging current, not very specific, just 60, 90, 100%, not as discrete as other EVs I've tested. And lock charging cable while you're charging, I recommend that obviously. Charging limit as well for DC chargers and AC chargers, and also V2L to set a minimum reserve so you don't drain your battery if you're powering something like a barbecue from your car. 3 screens, 2 big screens and 1 center screen, pretty self-explanatory. Infotainment unit here, middle screen for air conditioning, which can also be controlled down here by buttons, which is nice, you know. I think that's good, having a screen and buttons for easy access. And then a instrument cluster screen as well here for all your drive cluster settings and dials. Then right side indicator and light switches, and left-sided wiper controls. Of course, Kia being Korean, most cars from Asia are right side indicate. And down here below the indicators, you've got the gear shifters, and if you reverse, it does vibrate, so you know you're going in reverse. And the power button is down here as well. That took me a little while to work out when I first took loan of the Earth variant. I think I looked in the vehicle for about 5 minutes to find the power button. Of course, we'll go through more settings when we go for our drive. There are different drive modes and regen braking modes as well with these pedals. See that there, to shift between them. And cruise control settings are all here as well. You can also open the moonroof shade for the second row from here, so let's do that right now. When we review the second and third row for a bit more light. Nice chunky door sounds when you close. That's quite nice. Let's try the front. I know it's a cliche to judge the quality of the vehicle, but still a nice test to do. And look, the GT line, you get heated and ventilated seats in the second row too, which you don't in the Earth variant and below. And also, look at this, nice touch, little sunshade as well. If you've got young kids in the car, you want to protect them from the sun. That's for both passenger windows in the second row. Nothing in the third row. So here is the second row. Again, the nice quality seats translate through to the second and third row. Upgraded vegan leather. The mesh seating does not translate across to the second row. And there is the moonroof up the top there, looking very, very snazzy. Again, I like the fact that you can close and open it as needed. You've got vents here in the second row and in the third row as well, with cabin lighting at the back, which is simply lovely. And then down here, flat floor, as you'd expect with an EV these days. That is a mark of a ground-up EV in my opinion. And then you can slide the seats back and forth like that. So that's pretty nice. You can also adjust the recline from this lever as well for added comfort. Now the EV9 is not a true people mover as such. I think it's still a large SUV, as you can see. It's the same footprint as a Toyota Land Cruiser, but the Kia Carnival is actually a bigger vehicle, and it's got a sliding door, whereas this is still a normal traditional door. So for passengers getting into the third row, you've actually got to climb into the vehicle, so you may need to give them extra assistance to climb in and out. But sitting inside here, it is quite nice, I've got to say, in the second row. A lot of storage down here. Extra storage down here as well. There's a bit of a tunnel down here. And then more cup holders here in the middle. USB-C ports as I showed earlier. More cup holders here. Armrest folds in and out like that. And again, just upgraded finish because of the GT line variant. Hey, what's nice too is that you've got a handle to hold just there. also on this side, so to help you get in and out of the vehicle for less mobile passengers. If I shut the door here, that's what the view is like from the second row with the moonroof. And you can also adjust the air conditioning vents from here as well from the second row. So really quite nice luxurious features for the Kia EV9. Okay, so let's hop into the third row. The best way to do this is to push this button here. That sort of jacks the seat up and folds it forward. Unfortunately, this is on the right-hand side of the vehicle, so this is like on the road side. So I would have preferred this to have this function on the pavement side of the car. Let me just show you what I mean. So if I open the footpath side of the car, and if I push this button here, because the 60-40 split is such that it's 40 on the road side, 60 on the footpath side. If I push this button here, it doesn't jack forward, so it doesn't give you as much room to enter from the footpath side. So that's just one gripe. And well, is it really a gripe? I guess it's because we live in a right-hand drive country. Perhaps it's built more for a left-hand drive market. But anyway, it's easy to climb in from the right-hand side of the vehicle. So let's do that. Let's climb in. It's, you can just sort of step up here. And looking in from the outside, again, very, very luxurious finish on the third row even. And, nice, quite spacious seats, honestly. We've had my in-laws sitting in the third row for a drive across town. They've been very comfortable. The kids have been very comfortable here as well, having 6 or 7 passengers in here. And if I climb in, got lots of features here. You've got a cup holders here and storage, USB-C ports. No air conditioning control from here, but that's okay. It's just over there in the second row, so it's not too far away. You've got lighting controls here though, which is lovely. And the moonroof up the top here just makes the whole cabin feel more spacious for sure. And even if I bring the seats back like this, so normal sort of distance, you've still got plenty of leg room down here as well. So yeah, very, very nice interior for the Kia EV9 from the third row. And I actually didn't notice this strap from my Earth review. You can actually pull the seat down from inside the cabin too. So if I pull that, see the whole seat falls down, which is nice if you want to access something internally and then just push it back. Just pull it to adjust accordingly. And these are really quite nice seats, I've got to say. So I've got to say, I really do love the Kia EV9, and it's a unanimous decision amongst my family members. We all love the Kia EV9. It's such a spacious, luxurious vehicle, and for the price, $120,000 even for this GT line spec, there's really not that much competition out there. There's the LDV MIFA 9, which is a true people mover, and that starts around the same price. Otherwise, you're looking at a Mercedes EQS SUV, which starts at almost double the price of this vehicle, closer to 200,000 Australian dollars. So if you've got a big family, or if you're in a multi-generational living situation, or if you ferry a lot of people some of the time and you want to go electric, then the Kia EV9 is definitely something you should look at. I guess the question now is it worth the extra $14,000 or so to upgrade from the Earth variant, which is the all-wheel drive already, up to the GT line variant, which is the more performance, trim, and upgraded interior features? So I guess the question is, do you need the extra acceleration from 6 to 5.3 seconds? It's the same battery pack. You actually get less range, to be honest, because of the extra power. You get extra features like the digital side mirrors, the powered moon and sunroof, heated ventilated seats in the back, better headlights, better roof racks, the massage seats. Is it worth the extra money? Well, I guess the questions you really need to ask yourself is, number 1, do you want to treat yourself, like with the massage seats? Number 2, how much do you love your family? Do you want them to have a better experience with the moonroof, with the heated ventilated seats, with the upgraded upholstery? Well, those are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're tossing up between the Earth variant and the GT line variant. Alright, well that's the walk around of the exterior and interior of the vehicle. Let's go now for a drive on the open road to help you with your decision. Alright everyone, let's go for this test drive. And I should tell you too that I've done the efficiency test, and if you can get over 450 kilometers in this vehicle, averaging an efficiency of just under 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, then you're doing pretty well. So I was sitting around 19 to 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers during the week I had this vehicle. And I've already done the highway test and the charging test, so if you want to have a look at that in the Earth variant I did last week, make sure you check out that video. But today I'm just going to be doing some urban driving and see whether we can just use our acceleration to get out of this very tricky left turn onto the main road from this side road. And that's where acceleration is really handy in vehicles like this. 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds, which is insane, really. Very fast. I didn't even like push the pedal all the way down. And I just want to tell you too that if you set cruise control, then the rear motors deactivate, so there's a preferential to the rear. Did I say rear? I mean the front motors deactivate and the rear motors, no, that's not true. No, I just saw some of the front motors going too. Okay, what if we go a little bit faster at 80? I'm seeing both front, oh, so that's regen, my apologies. I'm seeing regen braking, seeing the power distribution returning back to the battery. But if I were to increase to 80, and once we climb the slope, then I'll tell you whether the front motors are deactivated and whether it's just the rear motors running on cruise control for efficiency. At the moment we're still doing regen braking. Both front and rear motors are returning the power back to the battery. And if we lane change away to the left, easy. Now there's something wrong, or there's some setting not quite right with the driver assistance at the moment. I'm getting some notifications, so I will return this vehicle and tell the guys at Kia that there's no auto steer at the moment. I'm sure there's a setting which have not got right, or something they need to fix when they get it back at the workshop. So I just have to use my hands for the auto steer part, but the cruise definitely does work, and I can see now that I'm starting to use power from the battery. Only the rear motors are working at the moment, and the front motors are deactivated or not in use, which is what you want in an all-wheel drive vehicle. You want only the rear wheels or the rear motor to work, and not the front motor for sort of cruising efficiency. Okay, so let's push the brakes and deactivate cruise control. Now we're back at 60. Blind spot monitoring, fantastic, works well. And I've deliberately left the ADAS settings on just to let you know how annoying they are, because you cannot switch them off permanently, particularly with the traffic sign or the speed sign controls. That's really quite frustrating, because for whatever reason, Kia has made it such that if you turn them off, they will return at the next drive, even if you save it to your setting, which is frustrating. I don't know whether it's a new thing with ANCAP requirements here in Australia, but it is what it is now, unfortunately. And I forgot to talk about the weight during the walk around, but it is quite a heavy vehicle. So 2.6 tons unladen, this GT line variant, so it's pretty heavy. And most concrete driveways should still withstand that. From my reading, most concrete slabs can take up to 500 kilograms per square meter, so you'll be okay given the dimensions of this vehicle. But it is quite a heavy car, unladen, so if you have 7 adult passengers in here, then you're looking at pretty much 3 tons, and then probably some more with baggage, right? So just be aware of that. It is quite a heavy car. Having said that, though, the suspension is tuned really nicely for Australian roads. Very comfortable, very smooth ride, and the insulation's great as well. So not much road noise comes through at all, even on the freeway. So I'm very happy with that. Your passengers will be very, very comfortable on the drive. So trust me, it's a really nice family vehicle for that reason. Good sound insulation, good suspension, not too floaty, just that nice, gentle, very much so. It is a big vehicle, of course, same size or same footprint as a Toyota Land Cruiser. So just be aware when you are navigating car parks, basement car parks with ramps, that can get quite hairy. So be very careful. Don't scratch those beautiful rims. What is going on here? A bit of traffic. I think there was a traffic light broken. So luckily we're going straight and not going right. So we should hopefully miss most of this hoo-ha as we head down to this part. So this is quite a busy junction here in my local area. So yeah, that is quite a worry that's taking place. Okay, so now we've got a bit of open air in front of us. We can start to drive. Now the ADAS settings, so some people might say we should leave them on because you really shouldn't be speeding. Well, of course, obviously drive within the legal speed limit, but the problem arises when the cameras pick up, like for example, the back of a bus that's got like a 40 sign for safety, right? So obviously don't speed around buses when children are around. But that's only when the bus is stopped. if you are driving past a bus that's moving, you don't need to go at 40. So then the cameras pick up 40 and then it'll start beeping when you're going at 60, which is the legal limit. So just small nuances like that is where it would be nice. I don't know if there's a way to fix that by software, or whether the computer can differentiate whether it's a bus that's mobile and not stationary. Like, you know, small things like that where AI could be done better maybe in the future. I'm just speculating. I'm not a software engineer, so that's the kind of thing they need to fix if they want to implement ADAS like that. Of course, being a zippy car like this, back in, sorry, it's incredible really how fast this thing can move, this tank, this beast. And when you change lanes, I don't know whether you saw the digital side mirrors. No, of course now you can because they're digital. When you change lanes, it gives you like parameters where you should be changing, like, so it's safe, right? So for example, if I change now, see that you've got red and orange markers there. So I actually quite like that. That's quite handy. And that's one benefit of a digital side mirror, where you can, you know, change lanes safely like that. As I said before, the focal length, it messes with my focal length because you've got to look at the screen and look at real life. You know, I guess after a while you get used to it, but just something to be aware of. Again, the digital rear view mirror, a lot of glare on it right now. I can see the seat actually, so the clarity is not as good with the digital mirror. Again, you can always switch back if you need to, if you find it too difficult like that. See, there you can see, use it as a mirror. The other problem too is that with the digital rear view mirror, like, you don't know how close the car is to you because you cannot see the back of your own vehicle. So you might have a car coming right up your bum, but you don't know how close it is because you can't judge by the back of your car. So again, that's another sort of bit of nuance there with new technology like that. But I do like the fact that they give you the option. So if you don't like a digital rear view mirror, then you can turn it off. So that's quite nice. They don't force you to use it, but the option is there should you require it. Again, the lane change, got the guides there for me, which is quite lovely. And I'll stay quiet just for a little bit so you can hear the insulation or lack of noise just driving down here. A few speed bumps or a few bumps. Hasn't been raining too much in Sydney this year, so the quality of the roads actually hasn't been too bad of late. Oh, head-up display too, I forgot to show that in my walk around, but there is a head-up display. I mean, what's there to show? I mean, it's, you know, you've seen head-up displays before, I'm sure. It's showing me speedo, cruise control, it's showing me the traffic sign, like the speed signs as well. And I've received phone calls in this car. The phone number comes through with the person, the contact. And if you want to go on cruise control, then it shows you how far the leading car ahead is as well. So it does the job. One more thing to add too is that the charging is 3-phase compatible at 11 kilowatts maximum. So that's also handy. So I guess we come to the conclusion, and between the 3 variants, I've not driven the Air yet, by the way, but I've tested the Earth variant, which is the all-wheel drive, and the GT line, of course, this one, which is the performance type variant. Same battery size, range is a bit worse than this one, acceleration is better. I think the ride quality is very similar. Obviously, better trims, interior and exterior. Nice mod cons around the vehicle, moonroof, heated and ventilated seats in the second row, better roof racks, better lights, nicer trims around the car. The question is it worth the extra, what is it, $15,000 between $106,500 for the all-wheel drive variant versus $121,000 for this variant? Don't know, that's open to, you know, debate, I think. Is it worth all that money for these features? How much do you love your family? That's the question. How much do you want to treat yourself? For me personally, if I was to look at buying a car like this, and I want to go electric, which I do, I think I would probably go for the Earth variant because I don't need all those features. No one needs those features, right? It's just like, yeah, it's nice to have, but I think the value has got to be the Earth variant. All-wheel drive, it's got the big battery already. It's fairly efficient for a car this big. Acceleration 6 seconds from 0 to 100, come on, that's pretty quick already. And the included features are fine, like they're pretty luxurious, I thought already last time. Like you don't need ventilated seats up the back, really, right? If you've got kids in the back, generally speaking. And Sydney's pretty good weather most of the year, so you're not going to use those features too much. I guess if you have a colder climate, If it's hot all the time for you, then yes, you might consider upgrading for the heated and ventilated seats. I wouldn't be probably putting too much luggage up the top, so I don't need the better roof racks. Or towing's good as well, both Earth and the GT line variant. Unbraked is I think 750 and braked is 2.5 tons. That's pretty impressive for an EV. I don't think anything else can tow that much, so if you need to tow braked, that's pretty good. But overall, I think, look, Kia have done a great job. They really have. You know, for a brand that was considered budget not long ago, like maybe 10 years ago, they really have stepped up the game. And now with the eGMP platform, which is shared by Kia, Hyundai and Genesis, beautiful cars, built beautifully. Fit and finish is wonderful. You know, why would I buy a luxury, quote-unquote luxury vehicle from Europe when this is good enough? Honestly, this is so good. Nothing compares at the moment for a 7-seater. I would pick this over the MIFA 9 any day, unfortunately. Sorry, LDV, if you're listening, but this is still better quality. And I wouldn't pay double the price for a Mercedes EQS SUV for a 7-seater SUV. So this is it. This is, you know, Kia's got not much competition at the moment until, of course, some of the Chinese brands do come to town. We'll see what those cars look like and what price point they sit at as well. But if you're looking for a 7-seater SUV electric vehicle, I think the Kia EV9 is the one you should buy. All right, everyone, well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Kia Australia as well for loaning me this vehicle for the last 2 weeks. This one and the Earth variant's been great fun testing it. The family have really enjoyed it, driving them around town. It's going to be, I think they're a bit sad I'm going to be giving it back, so I'll try to get back again, maybe for another road trip somewhere. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Until the next Ludicrous feed video, happy charging.